CompuBox count. Cotto 13 out of 25, Margarito 22 out of 58. Margarito landed 15 power shots in the last minute of the round. Harold Letterman gave the round to Margarito, and the fight is even on his scorecard through 10. A brewing classic in Las Vegas.
And when you look at Cotto's face, he looks like the loser.
But then he explodes out of nowhere again.
But just the judges looking at his face and people watching, looking at Cotto's face, he looks like the guy who's taken the beating.
And we know that can be a big factor sometimes, too. Not just the face, but the facial expression even for the most part.
11th round of a scheduled 12.
I mean, we know Cotto's heavy-handed, and we see him landing these titanic shots, and they don't seem to faze Margarito
at all.
He's landed the big, clean, head-snapping punches, but never has Margarito been hurt or in trouble in this fight.
And it's Cotto who's bleeding from the nose and the mouth, and who's been retreating throughout the entire fight. These are big mental impressions for judges.
Those little Margarito short shots on the inside now, Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah.
And Cotto goes to a knee. Succumbing to the pressure, much the way Zab Judah succumbed to the pressure against him last year. And that knockdown could ultimately be the difference in the fight. Antonio Margarito has finally gotten his man to bend. Miguel Cotto getting beaten up by a bigger man.
It's over.
He's exhausted, and it's almost over. The punishment has accumulated to the point where Cotto has nothing left. There's no point in Kenny Bayless allowing this to proceed.
No, it's over.
Cotto's going to throw in the towel, and Antonio Margarito has the victory he's been waiting for all his life.
That is a modern boxing classic.
An epic fight with an epic conclusion. The first loss of Cotto's career. And another triumph for Mexico in the ongoing war with Puerto Rico.
Jim, you said it. It went from an exhibition of skill to an exhibition of will.
Just as Salvador Sanchez outwilled Wilfredo Gomez, just as Julio Cesar Chavez chopped down Edwin Rosario and Hector Camacho, so too does Antonio Margarito finally chop down Miguel Cotto. What a fight, Emmanuel.
It went just as I expected. That's why even though Cotto was winning, I knew going down the stretch, hitting a big guy like Margarito. I just looked physically, Margarito, when I was looking at statistics, is equally as big as Cotto in every area except for the thigh. And that's unusual for a guy to have a 4-inch height advantage and have the same size biceps, neck, waist, and hands. That's too much physical strength.
Emmanuel, let's take a look at the closing sequence. And this is just a case of Miguel Cotto succumbing to the constant pressure. 2 uppercuts. Incidentally, Margarito hit him while he was down. That's supposed to be a big thing here in Vegas, right?
Yeah, but right here, the left uppercut, which I always thought was the most effective punch all night for him. And that's a punch that, continuing out his career, Cotto's got hit with.
There's the punch that hits Cotto on the ear very clearly while his knee is down. Now here's the end as Cotto goes down again of his own volition. And as Margarito proceeds to keep throwing, this time Kenny Bayless steps in and prevents any more harm. And Evangelista Cotto, Miguel's uncle, got up onto the apron and tossed in a towel. Recognizing what everyone else at ringside side could see, that Cotto was finished. Now watch Evangelista Cotto on the far side, on the apron on the right, as he waves the towel and lets Bayless know that they're done.
Well, actually, Cotto had told him, I'm done. All he had to do was the fight himself said, stop the fight, I'm through. But anyway, it was an exciting night, good win for Margarito, and a very still credible performance from Miguel Cotto.
I think Cotto was done after the first knockdown. Bayless simply didn't recognize it. let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on this epic knockout performance by Antonio Margarito.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Round number 11, the winner by TKO victory. Now a 3-time welterweight champion of the world, the Tijuana Tornado, Antonio Margarito.
On the official scorecards, at the end of the 10 rounds, 2 judges had Margarito leading 96-94, and the 3rd judge had it even, just as Harold Letterman did, at 95 apiece. So it was still a winnable fight for either fighter, arriving at the 11th and 12th rounds. And it was the constant, unyielding pressure on the part of Antonio Margarito that ultimately forced the previously unbeaten Miguel Cotto to bend and give in.
But Cotto still fought a very brilliant fighter.
He showed his amazing skill.
He had got some fight could have ended about 4 rounds earlier, but it just too much. Physically, I think the guy was just too much for him and too consistent.
Miguel Cotto headed back to his dressing room to treat a badly bleeding nose, mouth, whatever other resulting damage has taken place from the ongoing war. A fight not soon to be forgotten here or anywhere in the boxing world. Another chapter in the amazing history of confrontations between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. Final CompuBox numbers. Cotto landed more punches and landed at a significantly higher percentage. Cotto totally dominant for sure in the jab category. And we'll take a look at those numbers that show him landing 71 more jabs and landing 39% to only 9% for Margarito. He clearly outboxed Antonio Margarito round after round after round. But Antonio Margarito throwing 647 power punches, an average of 60 per round, and landing 37% of them was enough to force Cotto to yield, along with the frustration for Cotto of landing power shot after power shot after power shot against a man who didn't see